Good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy full moon Saturday night. Look out. So, how's everybody doing? Sorry about today. So, I should have published the seminar a lot more in advance, and I didn't do that. So, a bunch of people contacted me. They didn't have it on their calendar, and they were present at the first one, wanted to be at the second one because it's going to be new content. So I pushed it out. Sorry, my fault. Nobody's perfect, and I will set another date, hopefully in March, although March is already a pretty busy month, but hopefully in March I'll set a date, and I will do that quickly so that we can all get it on our calendars and we can do the next stuff. So what was I going to talk about? So what do we think really makes us happy? You know, does the weather impact how we feel? I think most of us would say yes. Does money impact how we feel? I think a lot of people right now would say yes. Is it, the relationship that decides how we feel? Is it our surroundings that decide how we feel? The answer to all of those questions is actually no. We allow those things to decide how we feel, but really we choose how we feel. The goal, the only reason that we're going to feel the way that we do when a goal is achieved is because we decide to. And it isn't actually the goal that we want. So, when we say that we want more money, we don't really want the money. What we want is what we think money will give us. When we say that we want a relationship, what we want is what is the feeling that we think the relationship is going to give us. And, it may or may not actually give us that feeling. And especially with money, I can tell you that a lot of times people have beliefs about what money's going to give them, and it's the opposite of what money is actually going to give them. So what we were going to talk about and what we will talk about when we do the seminar, because it's a long conversation, but I'll talk about it over the next week, is how is it that we feel the feelings that we do? What controls that? And how can we control that and take control? And also to understand that what we really want are those feelings, and we can have those feelings at any time. Most of the time when you want money, what you really want is freedom. That, especially if you're masculine energy. Masculine energy associates money with freedom, and masculine energy wants freedom. Masculine energy wants to be able to break free and conquer and protect and do all of those things. And they believe money will give them that freedom. Feminine energy believes money will bring security. And most of the time, that's the number one thing that feminine energy is looking for, at least in the United States and in most industrialized countries. And, money may or may not bring you those things. But the real issue is you can feel that feeling of freedom or of security now, whether or not you have it. And you can do that by the way that you can control your mind, your language, and your focus. Focus/belief, language, and physiology. That's the triad. That's the tripartite that we talked about a long time ago. And that decides how you feel about everything. So we can wait until we conquer the world and achieve everything in the world and then decide to feel okay. And I disclosed to you guys that at the last seminar, I realized, there's a big part of me that felt very disappointed about what I had actually achieved at this stage of my life. I got a birthday coming up that I should have achieved a whole lot more. And the problem with a feeling like that, on the one hand, you could say, well, it drives you to do more. Well, it does, but it also holds you back. And the problem with feeling like that is you're going to take so many steps forward, but you're also going to take steps backwards. And so you got to manage that type of belief and feeling. And whatever the feelings are that you want to have when you get done with these goals, you got to learn to give yourself those feelings now, because you need to, not achieve to be happy, but happily achieve. If we only decide to be happy when we conquer the earth and are the greatest thing in the history of the universe, then you're never going to decide to be happy, because when you get there, you're not gonna allow yourself to feel the feelings. You're gonna say, I got to go do something else in order to feel the feelings. And the next thing you know, you're gonna be sitting on the couch with an IV in your arm, looking back at your life, going, I did all kinds of things, but I never really enjoyed anything. When you can enjoy just a moment with somebody that you love, when you can enjoy just sitting there thinking about a memory and you can feel grateful, now you're going to happily achieve. And when you do that, you're going to actually strive more. For most achievers, that's hard to accept. Most achievers think, I need to be motivated by that drive. And I understand that, because that's an energy source that I come from a lot. But the reality is when you put yourself in that state of gratitude and happiness already, grateful and happy for what you have, the motivation is that much more, because you don't have that part of you that's disappointed that you haven't gotten there yet. And then your entire self is enjoying this journey, which is really what it's all about, because life's a journey, not a destination, and it's all about growing. So if you enjoy the path, then you're gonna achieve that much more, because each day you're gonna be propelled even further. You're not gonna start up and go, oh my God, I'm disappointed by the fact that I haven't achieved everything yet. Because let's face it, we set out these goals and we do all this stuff, and we should absolutely do that, because that is our fuel. But at the end of the day, do things really turn out how we plan most of the time? No. Most of the time they don't. Most of the time we achieve our goals, but it ends up being something completely different. Another thing I love about the Billionaire Next, or the Undercover Billionaire, because it shows how many times they have to shift what they're doing in order to get their outcome. They start out with a plan, and then they run into a wall and they shift, and then they go in another direction. And that's life. So today, let's just start out by remembering the whole idea is to enjoy the ride. The whole idea is to enjoy this journey, appreciate when you grow, appreciate every challenge, and tomorrow I'll talk about why and how you appreciate every challenge. And then let's remind ourselves how it is that we use this body and this mind in order to control how we feel about everything. Because at the end of the day, nothing really decides how we feel. We decide how we feel. It isn't the outcome that gives you certain feelings. It's what you choose to believe about that outcome that gives you the feelings. It isn't the weather that decides how you feel. It's how you use your physiology and your focus in relationship to that weather that decides how you feel. And we can take control right now and choose to feel a certain way every day. And if you've got certain things in your life that are triggers and cause you not to feel the way that you want to feel, you can change all that, and you can change it like that. It's amazing how quickly you can change that stuff. Some of these basic techniques can do incredible things. So understand, it's all right there. It's all right there for you to take. Learn how to control your body, learn to control the language in your head, and learn to control your focus and your beliefs. And all of the feelings that you want in your life will come to you. And the next thing you know, you're going to be happily achieving instead of achieving to be happy. And that's really the way to live. Have a great Saturday, everybody. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Enjoy the full moon. Hope you sleep. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.